Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the JMC podcast. This is the Football Talk podcast. What you guys saying? You guys good?
Yeah, good man.
Yeah, all good.
Well, after that performance, I've been needing a few drinks. That was pretty awful.
Which one's that? The United one.
Yeah, mate, game, bloody hell.
Well, what do you think of it?
Yeah, absolutely good. It was an absolute shite performance. They're playing like it's like the first game of pre-season. Like, there's so many gaps in that midfield. It was atrocious performance. Very lucky to get 3 points, particularly with the penalty that I think Wolves should have. So it's one of those, isn't it? It's just, yeah, you got to try and just take the positives where you got 3 points and that's it.
I still don't know how that wasn't a penalty. That was the biggest joke. That referee, whatever Darren England, whatever his name is, deserves to be fired, man. He should never referee again. I don't get how referees don't get punished for making mistakes, and when managers complain about it, they get booked or fined for it. Yeah, the guy's career should be finished. He should go back to refereeing. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I'll get
Man's worried about a fine himself.
Yeah, referees do get special treatment. It's like they made these new rules so referees can be protected. It's just a load of nonsense.
It's like dictatorship, isn't it? That's how I feel.
It's awful.
It's not accountable, are they? They don't give interviews after the game.
I was just gonna say that they don't give interviews at all.
There's no justification for their decisions at all. They just get away with it. And they still play, like they still get selected the week after. There's no punishment for them.
Yeah, someone forgot to draw the lines. He got fired, and now he's back in the job again. I think it's Lee Mason.
Yeah, Lee Mason, that fucker.
Yeah, he's back now.
That dickhead. Like, do you blame the referee who's on the field, or do you blame the VAR assistant?
You have to blame the VAR. The referee doesn't know what's going on. He's just listening to what they're telling him in his ear. If they tell him, "Oh yeah, you don't need to check it. It's fine." But
yeah,
clearly,
it
that was, oh my God, that was the biggest joke. Like that means anyone can go into the box and just push anyone over, and it should never be a penalty.
If it was a defender doing that shove or push, you'd get a foul, or anywhere else on the pitch, it would be it would be a foul. I don't get how he missed that, and how VAR did deem it as a one of those. There's like one of those. It was an clear and obvious area is the word that they use, isn't it?
That is so vague. It to me it looked like he clotheslined two players. That's what he did. He ran there and didn't even get the ball when the man got two heads instead. That to me was a penalty all day long. And I swear to God, this is what the commentator said, but I don't know if this is 100% true, but the VAR assistant did tell the ref to go look at the monitor, but he refused.
I don't think so. They have to go look at the monitor if they get told.
Yeah.
What they need to do is, during preseason they had those little video cams in the referee's shirt, so you could hear everything what's happening on the pitch. I think they should introduce that, but they won't because it will expose them. So
they need to be exposed though. Don't you agree?
Yeah. It's the whole PGMOL that's fucking shit from top to bottom.
But I don't think it goes all the way to FIFA. If you think about it, FIFA's corrupt. They're the highest body, and if most of them are all corrupt, there it's bound to feed down to all the other FA in every single league out there.
No, but isn't FA, the Premier League, etc., those associations, they're independent to FIFA. That's what I thought they were.
Yeah, but they still have to suck up to FIFA anyway. And if they're corrupt up there, there's bound to be some corrupt people in the FA and giving the roles to the Premier League people.
But you look at some of the, in the World Cup, you saw some of the decisions, like they did it so quickly, and it's like work in international tournaments. I don't know why they can't apply to do it in the Premier League.
Because so those international tournaments that you're talking about, they conducted by FIFA. So
but some of the referees are some of them are Premier League referees, some of them are La Liga referees, because you saw some of the English referees did go to these international tournaments. I know there was one tournament where there was no English referees because they were all crap, so they didn't go.
Yeah, the problem persists in this country that the decisions is poor. You don't hear the same complaints in Spain or Italy. It's literally here that the standard refereeing is poor, and that it's not really down to FIFA. It's down to the referees association in this country. They're not good enough. The standard's poor.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's all independent from FIFA. Like FIFA have no say in what goes, what doesn't go over here. Like we have our own yes and no. Who is it? Howard Webb. That guy. He was really good referee. I thought things would have changed, but
he was crap, man.
I thought he was one of the best referees we had. Well, out of all the bad shits that we had, he was the best one. Out of bad shits.
Yeah, the standard isn't high.
Yeah, do you remember all the Old Trafford stuff he used to do? He was the worst person for it. Howard Webb was the worst referee for a United game at Old Trafford. It would be everything would just go United's way.
Nah, the worst one is Mike Dean and Mike Riley as well. Like those two were just like they would just bend over for Man United.
And top note.
I can feel the bitterness, but yeah, you carry
on. He knows it. He knows it. He knows
I know
down.
You take it. You take the rough with the smooth. Like the referee decisions were poor back then, but shit happens, isn't it?
Do you guys think the referees now are gone bad to worse than they were before?
I think this is the lowest because they've got video assistants and they're still poor. So I don't think you can get any lower than this.
You could just you might as well just ask EA to do it for them.
It's comically bad.
Blow offside when he's not offside. Do you remember that Aubameyang goal when he was like 4 or 5 yards onside and that was against United as well.
Yeah, but you got the decision though, so that's when the referee worked in your favor.
Yeah. Of course we got the decision because it's like 4 or 5. It was a mile onside. That's why we got the decision. Otherwise we wouldn't have got it. Yeah. So, Nish, what do you think of United's performance?
I don't know who the relegation team was. it felt like United were the relegation team. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know what to say. They were just awful. I don't think I expected much from them, and they still like went below my expectations. Like that midfield just couldn't control anything, and I didn't expect them to. But you know, they got better players than Wolves, and Wolves had like 23 shots in the end. I think with that Onana, yeah, it would have been like at least 3 or 4 to Wolves.
Yeah, like I was worried about Liverpool's performance, and then you see United's performance, and then all I'm thinking is like, I should be quite happy, even though we don't have a number 6. At least we didn't play like how United did. Literally, you're at home, you're in front of your first game of the season, you're in front of all 70,000 fans, and literally the midfield non-existent. That one guy, who was the one guy in Wolves, dribbled past the Man United midfield about 5-6 times.
No, he's on a field day.
Yeah, he looked world class. I don't know if he's really that good, but Man United made him look amazing. That's why
Shelby would look world class against this United midfield. I'm telling you, they were just wide open.
Even Neto looked decent, and he's been like injured for like 2 years, and he looks like he had a field day today as well.
Yeah, it didn't look like Man United.
Messi or something.
It didn't look like they were a team. Like when they were passing it, there was no smoothness to it. There was no flow. It was like, okay, I'm going to pass. It's like us when we play pro clubs. You pass it to one guy, and then you don't know what that one guy's plan's going to do. Is he going to turn? He's going to look to pass, or he's going to try and dribble through himself. So that's what it seemed like to me.
And they had a new manager as well. Like he just got back from the pub, and the next thing he's doing is managing Man United. He's managing Wolves.
Who was he managing before?
Bournemouth.
Oh, is he the Bournemouth guy?
Yeah, he's decent. Like he kept Bournemouth up last year, and he showed today with Wolves that he's got a bit of pedigree about him. Not sure if they'll stay up though. There's a lot going on there.
No, but the way they played today,
and they played really well.
Play the way they did now, I really do think they're gonna stay up. Like, I was impressed by them. I don't know whether United were that shit for them to play that well. That I don't know whether to give Wolves credit, because I don't know whether Wolves made United shit or United were just ultra shit.
I think you gotta
It's
give
not
them
to tell.
credit. They pressured United as well. Like United didn't have any time on the ball. Even when the defenders had it, there was always someone chasing after it. I think that's why they put Wolves in my bottom three. Just during preseason, they did look decent. But yeah, United. I think Chelsea could finish above Liverpool and United because when they played against us, they actually played decent. So from
You
what
have
I
Poch,
see,
yeah.
But I think
yeah,
anyone would play decent against you because you didn't even have a 6. You played McAllister at 6, so I think anyone would have a field day against that.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. But I think Chelsea did play decent football anyway, just generally.
Yeah, now they have like two thingy Caicedo and Lavia. I think they could be challengers for top 4 as well.
Lavia been Lavia bids accepted now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, and he's rejected Liverpool, same as what Caicedo said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make the contracts they offer are dirty. Like if you imagine if someone offers you an 8-year contract for 150k, that's like what 100. It could be up to like not. It might not be 100 million in over the 8 years, but you're guaranteed that money over that time. So even though you don't play for them anymore, you don't have to leave the club. You can just sit there and make that money. But
Big
it's a
risk.
big risk. Yeah, like Chelsea could turn into the next Leeds if this flops for them. None of these players hit the ground running. Then they can't even buy players. And if they want to sell players, you're going to buy them for like 15, 20 million and they're not going to make money. They're going to end up getting relegated and stuff.
Well, we
It
had
did.
two stupid teams in the summer who bought 2 of the players because if we didn't buy those players, they wouldn't have bought Cassadio or Lavia yeah, just now. We just funded them all that money.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so Mitt, the performance, were you pleased with the way like your prediction was that you were gonna draw, which you got right last week, but you weren't happy with the way your team was performing and you haven't got number 6, but you're actually happy with the way things turned out.
Attacking wise, I'm fine with it. Attacking wise, I thought we could have been 2-3-0 up in the first 30 minutes. It would have been game over then, and we would have taken all 3 points. I think once their fullbacks got into the game, then our midfield was exposed because they always had the extra man and their wings was always open where we couldn't press them down. But I think it does highlight the weakness of our missing 6. I think our director of football is just absolute horrendous. He's probably the worst one I've ever seen in my life. He's only here for the summer. I don't know what he's done, but it's literally his negotiating skills are crap. I don't think he could sell lemonade to school kids or anything. Like this guy, the only players he's bought is of people off release clauses as well. And I think going from how our structure was with like Ward or Edwards back in the day, like 2 years ago, was so much more better where we could actually negotiate with clubs and get a decent price, not telling one player, oh, we're going to buy you. Then next thing you know, you go after someone that didn't even want to join your club in the first place. And you're paying 115 million when you wouldn't offer this guy 50 million. So I think, yeah, that was just pure dickish where you just look like a knob to the players you're trying to buy. And then they're like, no, I'd rather go for more money, even though you could play better football. I don't want to come there anymore. So I just want this guy to just go. We need to buy a 6. We got 3 weeks to do it. We need to buy that and a defender. Because as soon as Konate or Van Dijk pick up an injury, then we're screwed even more. Because then we'll be even more exposed than we normally are. But it was good. I thought Salah, Diaz, even though Salah had bare chances, he still got into good positions, I guess. And McAllister and Szoboszlai still played good. McAllister's vision I thought was pretty good. I thought it was probably our best player on the pitch. And Szoboszlai can pick up the little pockets and stuff like that, which it did look good.
What are you guys saying, Nish?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent game. I thought McAllister versus Enzo was a good battle of the two Argentines. So, I thought those two played well, but I think in the second half it was evident, like when Chelsea took control of the game, that Liverpool needed that extra midfielder. So that's why they brought on Curtis Jones afterwards, because they literally don't have anyone else. And once Chelsea took control of the game, I don't think Liverpool had any answers. They had a few chances towards the end where Nunes nearly scored from like 30 yards, which would have been a great goal, but took a deflection. But yeah, I think it did highlight Liverpool's weakness in that midfield and defense position. So they do need some players in as soon as possible.
Big man.
Yeah. We spoke about it in pre-season where we were looking at Liverpool's signings and direction they're going in, but they've not sort of progressed. We expect them to be this pressing machine, but they've bought technical players in McAllister and Spotzalai, but not those grafters like how they used to have Wijnaldum and Henderson and Fabinho who'd get that ball back, take control of the game. In the past, you see Liverpool, they wouldn't be as open as this. They would score goals, but they would never be cut open, cut through like they were in this game. So I think the next few weeks are crucial. They need to get someone. I know Thuram was mentioned earlier in the summer, someone of that ilk who can just dominate the midfield and make sure that they're not getting overrun like they did yesterday. They've got a lot of panache, but not a lot of steel in there at the minute. So I think that's something I'd like to see. It was very end-to-end, which is unusual with the Liverpool team.
Yeah, I agree with all your points. Like, Liverpool got have a really good attacking threat and still got that heavy metal thing going on. That they did. There's still I see the glimpses of them possessing that. But they do get overrun in midfield when more bodies are in. Like when the opposition's more bodies are more than Liverpool's midfield, and they do tend to suffer. And that's why you need someone like El Rodri in there, just sitting there, cutting the lines and cutting the ball through, and so on. So they are really missing that key thing. And once they get that stable, and they've got solid centre backs as it is, so if they get that trio, then McAllister and Szoboszlai, I can't even say his bloody name. I think they can actually do well. And that midfield there could be one of the best midfields that we can have. That the Premier League would have. So for me, yeah, Liverpool. I saw the game and I thought Liverpool there was going to be a draw, but I thought Liverpool would have struggled a bit. But I was actually impressed by the attack. And they should have actually walked away with 3 points. But Chelsea, they impressed me too. I didn't expect them to play the way they did. Don't know whether that was because Liverpool didn't have a number 6. But we'll see next week or the week after when they start facing more teams to see how Poch actually gets on with that team. But it seems like so far Chelsea have been playing a lot better than they did last time this year.
Enzo looked really good, I thought. But one thing that did piss me off was like on the 85th minute, McAllister pressed the ball, got it off their midfield, passed it into Darwin, no pressure. What he used to do was touch it, and then he had a one-on-one, and he mistouched it and it went straight to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And did a Lukaku there.
That guy, he is crap. Yeah, stupid. He pissed me off, man.
The anger's still there.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was really bad. For that reason, he should not be playing.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve to start. He is shit. He's a shit footballer.
All right, let's move on to some highlights, some surprising scorelines. Briefly, one of them was Newcastle, Aston Villa 5-1 at St. James's. That was a shocker for me. I did not expect a 5-1 scoreline, and I did not expect Newcastle to play that type of football either. Because I thought, like for me, Newcastle are like ultra defensive type of team, but they actually went out. And Villa's not a joke team. Villa are a decent team, and trust me, this season Villa will be one of the top 6 this year, at some point. And for Newcastle to do that to that team, I was impressed by them. And that Italian guy Tonoli, oh wow, he looks sick, and him and Bruno in midfield, wow, just that those are 2 players I would love to have at Arsenal. And Newcastle have done well with the spending as well. Like, I actually respect them. They haven't actually gone out and spilled money like Chelsea have or how City have. They've actually gone and bought one key signing last year and this year, and they've actually done sick. with the type of players that they've had. They've still got that British core that they had before the club got bought. And it's just, yeah, I think Newcastle are doing well, and I hope they do finish top four. I know I predicted them outside, but I hope they do. What's your thoughts on this, on Newcastle's performance?
Yeah, it seems like Liverpool gave them the name of heavy metal football now, because that's what I saw on Saturday. You know, it was just like when you go to St. James's Park, is that fear now that Newcastle will come at you, all in your faces. I think they did it to Tottenham last year as well, where they absolutely battered them in the first 20 minutes. So I think, yeah, St. James's is going to be that tough ground where, you know, the Newcastle will just press the hell out of you and you won't be able to get out. And, you know, with having hardworking midfielders like Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, and I think Joe Linton plays there now as well. It's going to be like it can get very physical as well. So they got that. So yeah, I think, you know, if Newcastle play the way they do, they can finish high again in the season, and they got Champions League to look forward to as well this year.
That's going to be interesting how they handle the Champions League with the league in situ. So I know they're very physical now, and it's quite easy to start a season to look impressive when you're playing one game a week. I think they'll be up there battling for top four. I think when the games come thick and fast, that's when this style will sort of come back to them, because they're not used to playing it twice a week. Having to do that twice in Europe as well as the league is a big challenge, and with the size of the squad, they might find it a bit of a challenge, I think. So it'll be interesting around October, November time to see if they're still pressing on these levels. But an impressive start. It's very much a statement of their intent for this year. But we'll see how long they last.
And the Champions League is going to be a struggle as well. They'll probably be in pot four, so they're going to be against three hard teams. So yeah, we'll see how they do. I don't think they'll qualify for the knockout stages.
They haven't got the squad depth to deal with Champions League football either. So yeah, look forward to that to see how Newcastle do. I will be rooting them though, unless they don't face Arsenal. Now on to the Arsenal game. Nish, your take. We had some positive stuff happening, but we also got a very negative outcome from that game.
Yeah, I thought it was a very flat game. It felt like a preseason friendly where, you know, we just had like 90% of possession. Our centre backs were all the way on the halfway line acting as creators, and I thought Nottingham Forest had the best chances. They missed a chance in like the 15th minute. They should have really scored. So apart from that, you know, both of our goals came from individual quality. Saka unlocking his Robin DLC, so you know that was a great goal, and Martinelli on the other wing creating chances, creating havoc all game. So yeah, it was a very it felt like the first game of the season. It was very flat, and you know, like you said, there was a bad outcome from that where Timber apparently has done his ACL. So that's probably him done for the season most likely, because ACLs usually take a season to heal. So yeah, very annoying that, you know, he actually looked like a decent player. They can fit in at left back, right back, centre back, and as a six as well. So just annoying to lose that sort of like quality.
You know what this means?
Yep, Rob Holding back.
One injury away from Robbie.
Oh, and Neil was right. Timber's been a crap signing.
Yeah, it's annoying. Like, you know, I was looking forward to it because, you know, we don't have Zinchenko, but he's back now, but it will take him time to get back into the team. So yeah, Timber looked like he's been at Arsenal for years. And there was another negative in the game as well, which is the other Chelsea guy, Kai Havertz. He didn't do anything for me. He's just there. You know, I don't know. I don't know what he does. I know he's like that extra body in midfield to make us attack with like 6 or 7 men, but he's just like an extra body that doesn't offer anything. Like I've always said, I'm sure there's better players out there that Arteta could have gone for. I don't know why Kai Havertz. I hope he proves me wrong, but
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Mason Mount.
Oh gosh, yeah, he was a plan A. He was a plan A apparently.
Yeah, so Yeah, my thought on that was literally the same as yours, Nish. It was very flat, but I also really gutted. So I wanted to ask you a question as an Arsenal fan. We did sign Timber just now. Do we need another centre back now, or someone like another body because Timber's gone now?
The thing is, the people that are going to step in are not reliable in terms of availability. So Tomiyasu, again, he's not reliable. He's always injured. Zinchenko's always injured. You can't because Saliba had that big injury last year. I don't think you can rely on him to play 38 games because you want to protect him. So I think we have to dip into the market for even like a loan option. Like there might be a loan option somewhere that we could utilize. So perhaps
The
that.
only one laugh at us.
Harry Maguire.
That's literally what he was gonna say.
I don't think it's a worry, but it will be a worry when Tomiyasu goes down, Zinchenko goes down, which will happen, and then eventually Saliba goes down, and we're back to Rob Holding and Cedric. So yeah, just to avoid that, we do definitely need to get a body in midfield that can play left back, right back, and that's versatile. And I don't think Harry Maguire is versatile like that.
Try it. You play striker in FIFA.
Yes, yeah, I feel the same way about that. I think we do need to get into the transfer market. It's sad, and we may not have the funds to do that either, due to FFP, but we do need to get a loan option in. I have no idea who we can go after, to be honest.
Me neither.
So I think we should raid Ajax again, to be honest. Try and get someone there.
This Timber guy, he's got a twin brother as well, apparently. So we just get him in.
I don't know what position he plays for though.
He plays at Feyenoord, but I don't think he's as good at him. But Timber 1, Timber 2, innit?
Yeah. What do you guys think of Arsenal's performance over the weekend?
So when I was watching it, I found there was some you started off very strongly. Like it was a good statement of intent. I feel like the Timber injury had a bit of an impact. The fact that he stayed on, and when he should really have been taken off, maybe that could have avoided a serious injury. But it fizzled out a bit. Like you had that intent. You pressurizing the opponent. They couldn't really get out of the half. I know they had a chance to start with, but as first game of the season, you can sort of allow that. And it put down a marker that to City that you're going again this year. So I think there's a bit of a dark cloud with the injury, and he settled in quite well. He offered you a lot of different solutions all over the pitch. So I think it's a bit of I think you would have taken maybe drop points if you kept him for the rest of the season. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's certainly how I would feel about it.
But
yeah, I thought you looked strong defensively in that first half, where apart from that one mistake where they went through on goal, I thought it was comfortable for you. I thought your attack didn't look great on that first half before you scored. It just looked like a boring 0-0 until half time, until Martinelli's magic opened it up. But I think defensively you look strong. Attacking wise, that's still a question for me. I think when they put 5-man behind the ball, it wasn't as easy for your midfield to get involved in the attacks. I don't know if that's just because it's Havertz's fault, but even Odegaard, he couldn't create anything either. It was just literally you'd press forward, you'll be attacking through your midfield, you'd be attacking through the midfield, you'd be going towards the final third, but as soon as you got there, it'd go straight to the wings, and then it would just be recycled where eventually we'll just kick the ball in the box and then we're coming back out again. So I don't know if that's just weakness against 5-man defense, but yeah, that was one thing that worried me when looking at Arsenal.
Well, playing 5-man defense, I think every team will struggle to create because there's too many bodies, so your attackers can't actually create. So that's probably why Arteta went and did his little freaky tactical stuff by putting Partey in right wing. But yeah, let's move on from this. Let's go to predictions. So Mitt, what was the predictions that we had last week? Quickly summarize.
I'll just tell you what everyone's points are. So, from the 3 games, so it was against Liverpool, United, and Arsenal games. Bav predicted all three were United to win, Liverpool to draw, and Arsenal to win. So he was on 3 points. He got none of the scorelines correct, however. Same with me and you, Rish. We both predicted all the scores, but I mean predicted all the results, but we didn't get the correct scores. And Nish was the only one, and he's taken the lead in the whole table, where he predicted all the results, but he got the correct scoreline between Chelsea and Liverpool with 1-1. So now the table is that Nish is on top with 5 points, and we're all, me, you, and Bava on 3 points each. But just to explain to the viewers how the points work, you get 3 points for predicting the result and getting the correct scoreline. You get 1 point if you predict the result, but you don't get the correct scoreline, and you get no points for not getting the result in the first place.
Well done, Nish.
Yeah, one last one.
top of this and FPL.
And FPL, yeah.
Oh, you're on top of FPL as well.
Thanks to Anana.
Oh, good little weekend for you.
Anana saved my ass with his 8-9 saves.
All right, let's move on to predictions, guys. Let's do Liverpool Bournemouth. That's the next game.
I'm predicting a 2-1 to Liverpool. I think it'll be a game where we have a lot of chances. Salah will have 3 and he'll miss all 3. That type of game where I think it's either I'm even tempted to go for a draw. You know that, but I'm going to go 2-1. Really? I'm going, yeah.
Well, against Bournemouth, you want to go for a draw?
Well, I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
I'm going to go 3-0 to Liverpool. It's the Anfield, that hoodoo they've got over everyone. I think away from home, they might have been at risk of dropping points, but I think at home, they were quite comfortable. Bournemouth will barely get out their own half. I don't much hope for them this year. So I'm going 3-0 to Liverpool.
I'll go for 2-0. First game at Anfield, they would want to put on a performance for the fans, and I think there'll be lots of chances for Liverpool, but I think it'll end up just being 2-0. Bournemouth will sit deep in their own half, and it'll be that kind of game. So 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going for a 3-0 win as well.
You're not going to do 3-3 like you did.
No, I'm not doing a 3. No, I'm not doing a 3-3 or
4-4. Yeah,
tennis court.
I don't know what last week Rish was doing, but yeah, I'm not doing that. There's going to be a 3-0 win for Liverpool this time around for me. I just don't see Bournemouth scoring, at Anfield especially, and I see Salah miss a couple of chances, so I see him getting his first goal at Anfield, and I do see Jota getting a goal as well. So it will be 2 or 3, but I'm going to put all my money on 3. So the next game is the big. Should I go for that big one? Nah, let's go for the other one. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. We're facing at
home away.
Away. Palace.
Is that Palace? Nish.
Yeah, I think this is Palace's first home game of the season, so the crowd will be electric. They're always up for it. They always create a good atmosphere, but I still think we can overcome it. We won there last year, and I don't see any reason why that's going to change. So I think it will be a nervy, but we'll get there in the end. Well, I'm predicting 2-0.
It's the same as last year, isn't it? We started off
there. Yeah.
So it's exactly the same atmosphere, same situation as last year. So what do you think?
2-0.
2-0. Bav?
I think it's going to be 1-0 to Arsenal. I think they'll get a win there. I think Palace are very stubborn defensively. They got Big Roy back again, so it's going to be a bit tough to break them down. But I think they'll persevere. They'll get probably like a goal midway through first half and hold on. So 1-0.
I think it's going to be 2-0 as well to Arsenal. I think it'll be a comfortable game. You'll get 1 goal in the first half. You'll dominate possession, and there won't be much happening. And then you'll just get a second, and then you'll just go to third gear, and just chill out for the rest of the game.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna be 2-1 to Arsenal. That's what I think. We will definitely concede. this time round. We won't keep a clean sheet like we did last year, but we'll try and score 2-0 again. And I can see us scoring 2 goals. Like Timber is an injury, but I'm not too worried because we didn't have Timber last year and our defense was good. So
And they got no Zaha as well.
yeah, and they got no outlet. Well, an actual reliable outlet. So I'm pretty confident that we'll get a 2-1 scoreline. Yeah, so that's my prediction. Now for the big one, it is United versus Spurs. It is at Spurs, away to Spurs. Bhavik, do the honors.
I think it's going to be 2-2. I know Spurs, United's midfield was absolutely shocking today. So if they continue in that vein, they're going to concede. They're very lucky today not to get any goals. But the same token, I don't think Spurs' defence is any good. So I think we'll have a bit more joy getting in behind them. I think it'll be similar to last year, so it'll be 2-2. They don't have Harry Kane, but I think they've got enough firepower and Son to get a couple of goals. 2-2 is what I'm going for.
Mitt?
I think it's going to be... I'm more inclined to go Spurs. I think it will be 2-1 Spurs, actually. No, actually, I'm going to go 1-1. I think it'll be 1-1. I don't see... just don't trust Spurs. And yeah, I think it'll be 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 for me as well. Spurs don't have a good defense, and United, I think they'll create some good chances in transition, but I think Tottenham will try and peg it back. Their attack, especially with Maddison there. I know Kane's gone, but Maddison actually looked decent. So I think I think 1-1.
Maddison's a sick player. I would rather have him in my team than Havertz.
Havertz.
I don't know why a lot of top teams slept on Maddison. I don't know. They just ignored him.
Yeah, I just don't understand either. Is that what you're not calling Tottenham a top team?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Not after last year and the implosion. No. Their best player didn't want to stay. He went to Bayern to win trophies. That just says it all.
We didn't win it.
Well, he's gone to win.
He couldn't even win it.
So he's gone to win some.
Yeah,
he's brought the Spurs DNA there, so that's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I love if Spurs do win a trophy this year and Bayern don't.
That would be so ironic, isn't it? My scoreline, I think it's gonna be a draw as well. I just don't see. I do see a big scoreline, but I don't see a 4-4 like I predicted last week. I'm not doing that.
5-5. Yeah.
I might go 6-6 this time. Both of them are trash as each other, so we're gonna have some nice, entertaining football. When they're playing? Saturday night?
Saturday night, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice Saturday evening to watch that game. I predict it will be I'm gonna go for 2-2. It's gonna be a 2-2. That would be more realistic type of scoreline rather than a 3-3. I'm not gonna be over ambitious this time around. But yeah, that's the predictions for the second game week 2. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe and give this video some love. If you haven't seen the last week's video, please jump over to the channel and view the previous videos. So see you next week at the same time, guys. Peace out.
Cool. Before you go, would you like the top? Can you even see it?
Nope.
No.
Cruising down the streets in my 6'4" with Mario with a red shell.
Just cutting out.
Isn't that the one that Mo got the shirt?
Yeah, he bought it for me.
Straight out of Compton, innit?
All right, peace out, boys.